Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed and favorite, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing, extended, beautiful family, just thank you so much as always for the love and support y'all are constantly giving me. It's truly a blessing. We can be a part of each other's journey and transitioning to bigger and better. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl is about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know moi. Even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you just up tell me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos, are insightful or just give you a good vibe that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may need spiritual guidance or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path, even so purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you had to give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It is always, always appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. Still listen to the same meditation music. The video I'm going to do today is Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, we are a part of the Hidden Wonders. Anytime, I don't know why, I think it was like for the last couple of days, it's like, I've been purging out so much, and then I just get these, these little downloads dropping up or whatever. And it's like, I love the series, what is it, American Horror Story, and it's the Coven, and then I kept on seeing, I kept on hearing, that vibe, part of the Hidden Wonders. And it's just like, basically, we're going through those different things, those like trials on being able to show how their powers work. When they ask them to do certain things, they're learning, they're growing. You're creating something that wasn't seen possible to be able to create. And it's just like with us, we're that, that we're that type of person, well, people that, well, spiritual beings that, we're being placed as that example to be able to, show people that things are possible. Because, the way things are going on in the world today, we've always had this talk about, how change can take place, and people feel like, that can't never happen. And, if, God, universe, powers that be want something to happen, trust and believe, you got a way of doing that. And for them to be able to do that, they're going through a reset on a lot of different things. If you notice, my prayers go up to anybody who has been impacted by these, these blackouts, these snowstorms, the fires. It was in different parts of the world, earthquakes, hurricanes, all these different things. It's just like to go ahead and take out what is no longer needed, that they want to go through transition to be able to start over again. And a lot of times, things become uncovered by falling apart to be able to come back together in the way he sees fit. So it's just like all the different things that we go through. It's just like a lot of times we feel like, different things that has been placed in our lives. We feel like, this is something that I will never be able to process of, healing. Or I don't feel like this situation that has took place that really has rocked me in that, in that psychological department. I don't ever see myself, getting over this. And, there's a lot of different things that has taken place in our life that, has really impacted us, like is emotionally, mentally, whatever. It scarred you in some kind of way, and it's scarred deep, and it's taken place. But it's just like, a lot of times when we try to allow ourselves to see the bigger picture and everything, it just seems like, they always say, God puts the, the strongest soldiers to the toughest battles. And it's just like, you are already of the toughest. This is just to be able to, just to be able to match up what they see that's taking place. They are, oh, I got an antidote for that. Y'all come on. And that's what it's doing. And it's just like we're a part of something that has been hidden. And the best way to hide something is place it in plain sight. All these different things. It's like, if you've been with me for a while, you've heard me say I had a vision of it was like, what was it? Almost like, it was probably about a year and a half ago. And it was like right before all that happened, it was like I made a video. And I was just saying in the video, I was just when I was going through a meditation, and then it would be that time where, if I'm really going through a heavy transition, there would be a lot of times I would space out and just get these visions. And it's just like a lot of times, like we can identify ourselves and you can see us as being, beings. But when people that are, still asleep, they see it, they're not able to see us for who we truly are, but it's like when we're connecting, there's already some kind of, it's like a magnetic force that clicks when it comes to us with certain things. And it's just like, I kept on having these visions of seeing empaths, and it was like I'm sitting out here in the galaxy, and then it's just like me having that bird's eye view to the planet, and you're just seeing them all coming out the dirt. So it's just like we are constantly going through a heavy rotation of a lot of us is just awakening. And there's a lot of us, it's like you've been knowing, it's just like you're knowing something, and it's like that word is at the tip of your tongue and you just don't know, you can't process. It's like, Dad, I know that word is like right at the tip of my tongue. And you're just seeing all these different things that we're about to place a mark in history. And it is just like so many different things that's going on in the world today. It makes me want to pull my hair out. And it's just like I get so overwhelmed with so many different things in the world. And I try not to allow myself to ingest that, but with us being who we are, I can't stand to see how certain things is going around. I was reading, in the internet, how, with these people that, in Texas, had, what was it, like a blackout. And then the next thing a storm happened. And then one woman got her electricity bill, and it was almost close to $10,000. I was like, whoa, what kind of stupid stuff they smoking on? I mean, did they have a couple of zeros to that? And I mean, she's got, she's suing that company. It's like we've been out without power and stuff like this. And then I get my bill and it's $10,000. Or they had another guy in Texas. He was walking in a neighborhood just coming from Walmart from a job. And this boy, straight A student, never got in trouble. And they saw him. Somebody called the cops and say, hey, there's this guy out here stumbling, he's a black guy, has no jacket on. And they were like, well, sir, you were out here stumbling. I'm like, dude, it's ice, snow. If you don't trip or stumble, you're a good one, and the boy was just wanting to go home. He's like, well, can we talk to you? He's like, sir, I just want to go home. And it's just like I can feel that energy of that boy getting scared, because he's like, oh my God, please don't let this this situation, because he had cops coming from everywhere. And it's just like, I just can't wait until we go through this full circle, because it's like I try not to allow myself to take it personal. But it's just the fact is when I see all this craziness in the world, that it's just like, it's ignorant. What I'm saying? It's really ignorant how people are doing things. It's how ignorant where it really puts me in my feels when I'm seeing how people can eliminate somebody and not be held accountable for these different things that's taken, in the world. How people act differently because you don't think the same, or you have a different sexual orientation that they may feel like is weird or something like that. It's just like we are collective of allowing things to come into play on what is really, they really feel like it's not impossible to change. And I really feel like, if we're all going through that time of reflection where it's like there's some people that's just running scared. They'll place the blame on everybody else, and they become numb to the things that they need to hold accountable for themselves as well. So it's just like a lot of mirror images is coming out to people. And it's just like, I try to allow myself to just back up and just stay, in my hermit mode, because it's just too much stuff that goes on in the world that I'm not even allowing myself to get into that, because this mess is too intense. So I'm trying to work with me and what I have, allowing myself to make the initial changes for what I have, so I don't have to allow myself to keep going in a cycle that's all over with. And that's all the things that we're doing, because it's like when these things are created, it's like all the people that I've met so far that I have been able to talk to on a one-on-one, a lot of us are on this path, and you had to go through some kind of heavy trauma to trigger something that was within yourself that was, that was dormant. It was in the shadow, and then when you're going through those different things, you're starting to see things for different. And it's just like, the more you're allowing yourself to be open and the more you clear out, and it's just like you're having these deja vu moments. It's like you're able to manipulate time warp. You starting to see past the images of lies, of Mandela effects. You're feeling certain frequencies within yourself, that is not really, norm for a lot of people. You have to have that spiritual, gift or whatever, because I noticed that even with myself, when I allow myself to meditate, I'm allowing myself to release a lot of things, allowing myself to try to change the perspective on seeing that narrative that is taking place in my life. When I start doing that, it's like certain rooms I have to be able to back up from. I just went outside earlier, and it was like I had a high pitch ringing, like it was something like nails to a chalkboard, and I just went out past my light, and then it mist blew right in front of me, and it was like I was hearing the surges coming through that. And a lot of times it's like, it will scare us, because there's so many of y'all that have dropped comments, especially on my video about the ear ringing thing. When you're becoming more, I guess it's receptive, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, when you're becoming a lot stronger and more in tune with the abilities that we have, because there's so many different ones, and it just seems like, one can't come up unless one gets wiped away, because it's like we already in a human suit. It's like stuff can't come up like it would if we weren't here, so there's a lot of different things that's taking place where it may feel like, are you okay? Because we're able to feel things, we know different things, and and we can see different things from a different perspective that people, we see things in detail that other people will miss out on. So there's so many intense changes that are taking place where, you wake up, like I was saying in one of the videos, you wake up and it feels like you've been partying all night. You're at a stag party all night. And it's all because you're already going through your changes during your awakening state. But when you're asleep, it's like all guards are off. So there's a lot of people that may, it's like a lot of times, that's how devil be working with us. A lot of time they get you while you're asleep. So, so there's different things that is being transferred. State of confusion. I guess the universe didn't want me to talk about that. So it's like you're going through a heavy transition within your transform of, your awareness throughout everything. So there's so many different things that's taking place where it's messing up your sleep patterns. There are certain foods, like today with me, my stomach is like being very selective about what I ingest. And I'm like, I can't deal with this too much anymore. So my stomach is really starting to get upset. And then the fact is, with that high pitch ringing, I'm more prominent to sit up here and have headaches. And it was just like when I went, it was the day before yesterday, I think I did like 2 videos. I could not do it anymore, because it's like, even when I'm doing the videos, I'm trying to shield myself so y'all don't feel that energy. And the more I'm shielding myself, the more I'm hearing the cracking going in between my forehead. And then it's like that high pitch ringing. And then it gets to the point too, when we're going through transition, and you may be laying in your bed at times, and then you'll feel like the bed move. And you're thinking, oh Lord, is this an earthquake or something like that? It's like, no, it's just your vibrations. It triggers off something. Like you can be in your bed and like, it'll make you feel like you're living over like a bridge where the subways come in, and it feels like that. You'll feel a rumble, and that's where your frequency is spiking. So all these different things is taking place where it's bringing you out the shadows. You start, maybe feeling like you're imbalanced, a little discombobulated, but it's like you're slowly, when you're allowing yourself to be open, towards transferring, when you're allowing yourself to come more in tune with the spiritual self. You're allowing yourself to work on your shadow work. Because it's like the more you're allowing yourself to say, okay, this part of my life, this is something I really need to work on, because I'm allowing myself to acknowledge of what was, I swear up and down it wasn't existed. Like you can have an issue, like you really insecure about a certain situation, and you're like, oh no, that don't bother me, but your frequency is saying something else. Because while we're going through all this intense shadow work, you know what parts of your life that needs to be worked. You know what parts that you need to stay focused on. Like you need to put some weight on this situation right here, because it's opening up certain sequences you'll be put in just to see how you're going to react. I see certain things that universe know was a trigger for me. And now when I'm seeing it, that's my little tiny victory. I will see something. I said, you know what? I know I'm growing. I know I'm growing, because it's like certain things I know will really like get up under my skin. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, it is what it is. And I'm allowing myself to do that. So a lot of times when we're so heavy, or not heavy, but we're impatient about what we're trying to get to, and you have to allow yourself to know everything. That's why they always tell us, trust the process, trust what's unfolding, because it's like we're like a flower, a beautiful flower. And it's just like it goes through that initial state. You plant that seed, you nourish it, talk to it, and you're going through that. When we're in that shadow of darkness right there, that's where you're allowing yourself to get in tune with things that you really need to allow yourself to appreciate, or get in tune for allowing yourself to separate yourself from the burdens, but appreciate it and love it. Give it that gratitude when you're allowing yourself to separate. If it's from old wounds, it's from people, it's from situations, you'll allow yourself to know. Because a lot of times we can't get impatient because we're so ready to close the door on a lot of things. But just how, and I say this a lot, and they, universe is telling me, you got to remind yourself of these things. When there were certain things on, even if there's a person that has really done you wrong, instead of you allowing yourself to pop off at the mouth, and I used to be like that, but then when you're allowing yourself to know, hey, I can't bring you back in. If you left out, or, I took you out, it's for a reason. But, I hope everything is okay with you, giving that person blessings, even if you may have rubbed that person the wrong way, or they may have felt some kind of way about you that it could have been subconsciously or unsubconsciously. And it's like, you're telling that person, I've forgiven you for whatever, took place in my life on this, that, and the third. And if I made you feel a certain way for this to pop off with you, I hope you can forgive me as well. And then that's letting you're allowing that initial closure to come in, because there's a lot of people that'll come back to get that closure so they can, branch back off. So there are certain ones that, you don't even need to talk to, because there's a lot of times somebody will send me a text and I won't even, I'm not even going to open it. I'm not even going to do that. But then there'll be some urges that is giving me that indication like, hey, this is that one you need to converse with that one and get that initial close so it don't come back and repeat. Good talking. I'll go ahead and do that right now. And, and do that, because I was the type of person, I know me and my mouth, and I don't like getting in conflict. But then it's just like, why do you have to be in conflict? Even if that person want to be in conflict, that don't mean you have to be receptive to that. So you're going through these different things, like you are a part of the hidden wonders. You are learning all your weaknesses. You are becoming, you're facing your weaknesses, so you can be able to allow yourself for your weakness to be, right in line with your strengths. And a lot of times we have to understand our pain has purpose. Our struggles become our strength. And, we rise to anything. And they want you to be able to do that, and there's just so many different things I see within, us is taking place. A lot of times it can leave you frustrated because you feel like you have to know everything all at one time. But you have to understand, if you're allowing universe, and I always say, hey, if there's something I really need to know, or I'm really trying to get this, can you give me that insight that it can come to me so I can understand what y'all trying to say to me? And it's like, when you usually allow yourself to do that, because, we're all searching for that truth. We're all searching for that knowledge that we want to know. Or there may be some kind of sign that's coming to you and it leaves you stuck. So all these different things you're asking for, see the unseen. I always tell people, if you want to know about the people that's not supposed to be in your life, allow yourself to ask, see the unseen. Whatever person that you want me to, part ways with in my life, Please show me the unseen. See, let me hear what has not been spoken. Let me see what's been placed in the dark. When you're allowing yourself to do that, when you know it's people that you shouldn't be talking to, or you're trying to get that indication, when you say that and the first name or the face you see, those are the ones you had to be able to part ways with, because not everybody's supposed to stay on that cycle. There's different things that you had to learn, heal, and grow from those things. So that can be the part of that lesson for you to branch off, and y'all go ahead on start on, on transforming, whatever that growth is to go on. So, you're a part of something beautiful. You're a part of something that is going to be way wonderful. And it's just the fact is all the different trials that you're going through. These are going to be the things that's going to make you stick out, and not in a bad way. A lot of times when we go through so many tragedies, and you make you second guess your strength. It'll have you making you feel like you can't conquer this, you can't overcome that. And that's that ego talking. That's that, you're placing that frequency of fear and uncertainty. And it's just like, you are more powerful than you can ever give yourself credit for. Just if you don't even feel loved, understand you are being loved. Through those times, you're going through a lot right now. I feel like with myself is like I'm alienated from a lot of people, but I'm okay about being by myself, because I can become, when you can be in solitude and be in peace in your solitude, because you have gotten to that point where you're allowing yourself to be your own best friend. And then when you're on that cycle and you're on that road, and you may be, like, why am I always by myself? Why am I, this? Because it's like, this is that time for you to not have any kind of distractions. And I know a lot of times that can be very lonely. But these are the times they want you to focus on you. So you don't have to have people coming in and out your life and it's taking you away from something that is going to benefit you. So when they're pushing you into, what they call it, isolation, that's preparing you for your elevation. You got blessings that's right around the corner. And for these to take place, you have to be in that moment of solitude. And it allows you to know, you can be your own best friend, and while you're on your journey, trust and believe. There are going to be people out your life, but you're going to connect with people that's on the same accord with you. You're going to be on that, it's good to be able to know that there's somebody who can understand you on every level. Even when you're not speaking, you speaking loud within your silence. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. This is my last video for tonight. I've been trying to get all this stuff done, but I had to take me a break for a minute. So I hope you were able to get something out of that. Let me give a post notification shout out to Jamming Gone. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if it isn't. 101, 3 key things. Prince the Hood, Indigo, and Jurjan Chair. I hope I pronounced that too. Welcome to the fam. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. Tell somebody about the channel. Drop me a line. I would love to be in connection with you. If you ever have any questions or any curiosity about your, spiritual path, or you just need some advice, or you just even want to share something with me, I always leave my contact information at the bottom. If I can't tell you from words of experience from my situations, I'll try my best to find the information that you need to give you a deeper understanding to further down your path. Whatever we speak on is confidential. And I will see y'all in my next video. I hope and pray I can make some more videos tomorrow. It just depends on how I feel. And I hope y'all have a blessed, safe weekend. Be safe and responsible at everything you do. Whatever you're trying to work on and manifest in your life, I hope it comes so much bigger and better than you ever imagined, and comes sooner than you ever expected. Even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know. All those things really take somebody a long way. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace.